Okay, I got an idea for a phone app.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's called iCondiment, and you select mustard.
I don't know, I'm not feeling it.
What about an app where people send in ideas for apps, and we charge 99 cents, and we become billionaires? What about an eye buckle? It just goes right on the front of your belt, and it buckles.
Well, what happens when you need to use your phone?
Well, then you just undo your belt, and then you got your phone.
Then your pants fall down.
Well, you know, yeah. Okay. Instagram, but only for grandmas. Twitter, but you can only use 5 characters. You could say, hello. How about this? Eye taste.
Seriously? Phones are disgusting.
Got an ear taste to it.
This is a horrible idea.
Eyeglasses. The only app you'll ever see. You turn the app on, and you put the phone right in front of your face, and then the phone sees for you.
I don't understand.
Okay, let me help you. Okay, so take off these old things.
Okay.
You need your prescription?
No.
Boom.
This is stupid, and it hurts.
Let me see. Yeah. Hey, you look good in these.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Thrive Time Show.
3, 2, 1, here we go! Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here. Started from the bottom, now we here.
Yes, 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 and yes. Thrive Nation, on today's show, we have an incredible guest, Steve Currington, who's with us for many shows this week. Steve Currington, the multi-million-dollar mortgage banker. How are you, sir?
Awesome.
Hey, Steve, if people want to verify that you are, in fact, a real person, what's the best website they can check out to learn more about you and all things Steve Currington?
You can either go to stevecurrington.com or lambrosteve.com. If you want to, check out my YouTube channel, get on lambrosteve.com. If you want to see my mortgage company, go to stevecurrington.com.
And I understand that you guys this past year as a company at Total Lending Concepts have done $250 million of revenue this past year?
Yeah, gross loan volume.
Gross loan volume.
Yeah, so our revenue on that will probably be closer to about 9 or 10 million in like revenue.
And for people who are just now tuning into the show for the first time, you and I have worked together for about 5 years now, right?
Correct.
And we've basically grown from a startup over there at Total Lending Concepts to now a business that did $20 million of loan volume in Tulsa last year alone as well.
Yep.
And rumor has it you make a commission on these things of about 1.5%. So things are going well.
I do okay.
And on today's show, we're going to talk about is bad ideas and avoiding the slow death caused by being a wantrepreneur. You see what happens is this is a problem. I see this, Jason. I'm sure you've never seen this. It's where somebody has a bad idea.
Yep.
And the people around them are so mean, nobody will tell them.
Yeah. And then it turns into what I've heard you refer to as playing business.
So the people, Steve, if you disagree, it's fine. I just want to get your take on this.
Okay.
Don't you think the meanest people are the people that won't tell you that your business is a bad idea?
Yeah. It's like the friends that tell you should definitely go try out for American Idol when you clearly suck. But they like,
why?
You're doing
What
great.
causes somebody, Jason, I'm sure you've met somebody, had a friend who they're starting a business and you know it's not going to work.
Oh, yeah.
Why are people so mean that they won't tell somebody and they'll watch their friend lose every single dollar they have? They won't tell them.
Because they're more afraid of hurting their relationship. They don't want to be that naysayer, but I have been the only person in the room to say, hey, that's a stupid idea.
Yeah.
you will fail if you try that.
So you have to be you don't want to be the one that they hate. That's why people do it, because they'd rather you go on American Idol in front of, the judges and let them tell you suck. And then when you come home, go, oh man, you did your best.
Yep.
Than to tell you, because people can't handle the truth, Clay. That's why I have that favorite verse of yours tattooed on my left bicep.
What is that verse?
It says, blessed are those who are persecuted for their righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Matthew 5:10.
SteveCurrington.com.
Well, it says Matthew 5:10 right below that, underneath the SteveCurrington.com. But because if you're right and righteous and you tell people the truth, they can't handle it. They get
non-candid
pissed.
people and people who will watch you walk off of the business cliff are the meanest people on the planet.
True. Correct.
And I think this is so important for somebody to understand this because we've had, people come to us at the conference. I remember years ago, had a lady come to us, Steve, who has low emotional intelligence, low ability. She's just not a good communicator. She won't make eye contact. And she tells me she feels called to open up a real estate office in Houston, Texas. But I mean, the lady could not speak to me or anybody else without being extremely awkward.
Who called her? Like, who was that? That called her?
Well, she came to the conference.
No, I mean, you said she was called to open it. I'm like, who? By
Oh,
who?
I don't know. I so she came to
Like
the conference.
like God told her to?
That's what she was. I think that's what she was
okay.
implying. And she came to me and she said, "Mr. Clark, I've enjoyed your seminar so much. I'm going to go out there and open. I have money from my divorce. I've got a lot of money saved, and I'm going to open up my own real estate office." And I said to her, "I think it's best if you would invest in maybe going to like the Dale Carnegie Institute of how to communicate and win friends, how to win friends and influence people."
Yep.
Warren Buffett said that actually changed his life. Going to the going to the Andrew Carnegie, to the Dale Carnegie Institute to learn how to win friends and influence people because you have a very low emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And she said, "What do you mean?" I said, "It seems as though you struggle to communicate, and I think you need to work on that. Otherwise, you're going to spend all your money." And she said, "Thank you so much for telling me that. I was going to do it. I was so fired." She wanted to sign up for our coaching program. And Jason, you've seen me.
Yeah.
We have 160 clients, and you've seen me tell people, no, it's not a good fit.
Right.
And what would happen if I said yes?
Well, they would, one, become resentful because they'd get about a month in and say, "Well, I've paid $1,700 for this, and I feel like I've gotten nothing because they've done nothing."
We just had one.
Yeah. And
That did that.
That would come from us being nice. and just
After
leaving
90
them alone.
days.
Right.
Like, after 90 days, and this is someone I referred, and
We won't get into the details, but yeah.
After 90 days, missed all
90%
but
of
two of their meetings.
Right.
And then wanted to send massive emails about website updates.
Yeah.
And then ultimately blamed you
Yeah.
for their lack of consistency and their lack of discipline to just get on the phone. And during that time, didn't you change the meeting time to accommodate like 4 times?
Multiple times. People that can't keep a weekly meeting, people that can't wake up before 6 a.m.
Is this how it went? Because I feel like maybe it was like this. "Hey, Clay, I can't meet you at noon. Is there any way that I could not meet you at 1? Because I would like to change. I'm not going to
Dude,
meet.
It's crazy.
But I need the time that I'm not going to meet to be at 1 o'clock instead of noon."
So
Is that how it goes?
It's a bad thing. So what we're going to do today is we're going to help somebody out there, and we're going to use some comedy to help somebody. And I'm gonna cue up some stuff here. And Jason, you tell me what's wrong with this picture, okay?
Okay.
Steve, and then the next one I'll cue up for you, okay? So this is the first. This guy appeared on American Idol, and he sang the song "I Believe I Can Fly." And I'm gonna cue up the song, and you tell me what's wrong. I mean, why this guy is not gonna go to the next level. But don't. We're trying to help this person, okay?
Yep.
I'm just gonna cue it up. Let me cue it up here. Here we go. Give me just 1 second, folks. It's going to happen.
Here we go.
Audio wonder.
I used to think that I could not go on.
Oh, it's beautiful.
My life was nothing but an awful song.
Everybody now.
Oh,
here we go.
The runs.
Here we go.
But now I know the meaning of true love.
Here we go.
I'm leaning on the everlasting arms.
All the white people.
I can see it,
All the black people. All the Asian people.
I can do it.
All the Samoans in the back. I see you back there.
If I just believe it.
Everyone from Russia.
Oh, boy.
There's nothing to it.
Here we go.
I believe I can fly.
Come on now. I believe I can touch the sky. Hey.
I think about it every
Night and day. Oh, yeah.
Spread my wings and fly.
The harmonies are amazing. That's so good.
I believe I can soar.
Everybody.
I see me running through that open
Running.
door.
Running.
I believe
I can fly. Come on now. Oh.
I can
I believe I
Oh,
can
nice.
fly.
Oh.
I believe I can fly.
Okay. I think we've heard enough of the sample size. Jason, what's wrong with that audio picture?
Oh, well,
One of Andrew's clients just ran out of the building. He was like, "Oh my God, I don't know what's going on in there." But
what's
whoa.
wrong with that is, as a recording artist, your job is to make songs that people are going to enjoy listening to. And unfortunately for him, I would assume that he went into that having everybody told him, oh, you sound great, you can do it. But now his art is perceived as a joke.
So for him, though, this was like the real deal.
Exactly.
Like he was serious about it.
Yeah.
Like he thinks,
But think about how mean it is that America had to all suffer through it and laugh at his expense. I mean, he was...
what I want to do is actually like convince him that he can fly. And then he'll jump off of something, and then that song will end. That's what should really happen. No, William, you can fly. Go try it. Like, it's over.
Well, let me read what Jack
That
Welch
was
has
weird.
to say about candor. Jack Welch, the former CEO of GE, who grew the company by 4,000%, he says this. He says, candor unnerves people. When you tell it like it is, you so easily create a mess of anger, pain, confusion, sadness, and resentment. To make matters worse, you then feel compelled to clean up that mess, which can be awful and awkward and time-consuming. So to justify your lack of candor on the grounds that it prevents sadness or pain in another person, that's not saying anything, or telling a little white lie is the kind, decent thing to do. But in fact, classic philosophers like Immanuel Kant give powerful arguments for the view that not being candid is actually about self-interest and making your own life easier. Kant had another point too. He said that people are often strongly tempted not to be candid because they don't look at the big picture. They worry that when they speak their minds and the news isn't good, they stand a strong chance of alienating other people. But what they don't see is that the lack of candor is the ultimate form of alienation. They actually destroy trust by not being candid, and in that way, they ultimately erode society. I mean, that's rough. So, again, I'm just asking you, if you've got a business and the market's and you're top of Google and nobody's buying your stuff, there might be a possibility that nobody wants that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I tell you a story that happened about far enough in the past where no one can guess who it is, but it didn't go well?
Do it.
Yeah.
We had a lady in her 50s who had this idea that she was going to create a auto-shipped product, okay, Jason, that would essentially automate gifting. Does that make sense? Kind of automate gifting. So you add Steve to the list and you go, man, Steve Currington, I like that guy. I want to keep the relationship solid with him. Therefore, I'm going to go up there, sign up, and they're going to thoughtfully pick out gifts to send to him every month on my behalf. That way I don't have to think about it. So it takes the thought out of thoughtfulness is essentially the idea, okay? And she shows me the gifts. And this was like a referral from a referral from a referral. And the gifts were bad. I mean, it's stuff like you don't want, dude, like off-brand coffee mugs, hopelessly terrible decorative items. I mean, things that nobody would want.
Yeah.
And I said, I cannot take your money because it's just not going to work.
The stuff Dollar General won't put on the shelf.
Right.
Yeah.
And she was mad. Steve, why was she so mad?
Because you killed her dream, bro.
So here's what she did.
She'd rather go fail and cost her millions.
So here's what she did. She went out and spent everything on this business. And I'm getting calls from her other half going, you've got to speak into her life that this is a terrible idea.
And you're like, I already have.
And I'm like, and he goes, she's spending our entire life savings. True story. And this person spent all of their money. I mean, all of them.
How much though? All of it? Yeah.
From what I could tell, their current burn rate when I met them, they were dropping about $8,000 a month.
Wow.
So last time I heard, this person was about 2 years into it, and bad deal. Another person I saw, someone came up to me and said, "Hey man, I heard that this particular company went out of business." All I can say is it's in Dallas. They used to make wedding cakes, and they shifted their business model to make cupcakes instead. Why doesn't that work? You're charging $1,000 for a wedding cake, doing 5 cakes a week at a 50% margin. Mm-hmm. You're making $2,500 a week out of your house, making wedding cakes out of a small little strip center in your house, making $2,500 a week of profit, doing 5 cakes a week. And you switch that to cupcakes you're selling for $2 a piece. Steve, why did that not work?
Because you got to sell a lot of cupcakes, bro. I mean, that's a lot of cupcakes.
Thousands and thousands a week.
That's like the yogurt places that can't figure out they're spending $8,000 a month in rent, and they're selling a $4.
I did the math with this lady, and I was like, "Hey,
toppings.
ma'am, what do you make per cupcake?" She says, "It's not about the numbers; it's about the vision." I'm like, "Well, I'm serious." And I said, "You're going to have to sell. I mean, seriously, to make the money you're making now, you make 50 cents a cupcake, lady. You're going to have to sell per week. I mean, you're making $2,500 a week right now. 50 cents goes into $1 twice. You got to sell 5,000 cupcakes a week." And she's like, "Well, my current capacity can do about 500, maybe 1,000.
You can only make 1,000 a week, but you
she
need
was
to sell,
passionate about the cupcake. She had no passion for weddings.
Oh.
She said the wedding scene she was so done with it. She's done with it.
Yeah.
Emotionally, I'm done with it. She said, I've seen
Sounds
too
like
many
she was
weddings.
more passionate about bankruptcy.
Well, the thing was, after her divorce, she said she can no longer go to weddings and really celebrate, So she switches to cupcakes.
Well, she showed you.
That doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm going to cue up this audio clip here.
Is this her?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Cool.
And I'm going to cue this up here. Wouldn't do that. I'm going to cue up this audio real quick, and I would like for you to explain to me why this is a bad idea. You just explain to me why this is a bad idea, and let's see if I'll cue. It's kind of a longer clip. Okay, so I'm going to hit play, and we're going to sort of disappear for about 3 minutes and 46 seconds. We'll keep the mics on so we can laugh if we need to, but let's try to be composed. Here we go.
Yeah, I know that the credit cards are maxed. Yeah. No, I'm not going to ask your dad for money again, okay? Listen, I know this is going to work. I got a good feeling about this one. All right? Okay, I got to go.
Jim.
Hey!
Hey. Bob.
Okay, nice to meet you, Bob.
Hey, we're here to get you some capital for your business today.
Fingers crossed, Bob.
I like that.
So real quick, the scene is, the scene that I've scripted here is you have an entrepreneur who's seeking capital, and so he's meeting with a banker. Yep. That's the scene, okay? So here we go.
Okay.
Well, let's just dive in.
Sure.
And we'll unpack it. Tell me about your business.
Yeah, Bob, I just feel like I'm really sitting on a powder keg right now, and this industry is about to blow. All we have to do is light the match. You want to light it with me, Bob?
Well, let's see.
Sure.
What is this business?
Yeah, it's the party business, but more specifically, it's the pet party business.
Like for animals.
Yeah, dogs, cats, fish. We've done a couple ducks.
So you throw parties for pets.
Birthday parties, weddings, graduations, anniversaries, office parties, proms, we do it all.
Okay. So what can we do for you?
Really, Bob, we're a young company, but my phone's blowing up. And I probably get a call about once a month, and I can only see that doubling in the future. So I need a massive building that I can call my call center.
That's what the capital is for.
Right.
A call
Let me
center.
tell you this, is that there are 180 million pets in America, and all they want to do is party. That's it. And who are we to stop them, Bob? One call center away.
Who are we to stop him, Bob?
Have a few standard questions for you.
Bring them on.
Yep. There you go. Okay. What are your net earnings?
Netted. They're very netted. I net them myself, so it's all good.
What I mean is, how are your profits?
Oh, yeah. We're rebounding.
Rebounding, so you're losing money.
Oh, yeah. But I say it's addition by subtraction.
Jim, do you have any real figures that you can show me?
I do. Figure this, Bob. I'm not trying to sell a product here, okay? What I'm trying to sell is the American dream. You can't put a price on that.
Do you have a cost analysis?
No.
Balance sheet?
No.
P&L?
I don't know what that is.
Do you have anything you can show me today?
A can-do attitude, and it's right here. You're looking at it.
We need a little more than that, Jim.
Okay, time out. I thought this might happen. So what I did is I brought a satisfied customer. Say hello to Pebbles. Hey there, Bob. Give this guy all the capital he needs.
What are you doing?
Oh, come on, Bob. This business is perfect. Thanks, Pebbles. And a pun. You're so funny.
You're talking for the animal.
Come on, Bobby. Let's party.
Get out.
What if we renamed it Party Animals?
Get out.
Dadgummit.
So this is what we see all the time, though, is we see people that will come in. I mean, we had a guy who reached out. True story. He wanted to become a client. This is why we only take 160 clients. This is why there is an application process. Okay, this is why you have to schedule a 13-point assessment and be vetted. He wanted to demilitarize a nuclear submarine so that he could desalinate. Remember, he wants to take the weapons off of a submarine so that he could use the engine, I guess, or the nuclear reactor to desalinate water to forever liberate, he said, the Israelis from the Palestinian regime. Steve, why can't we help that guy?
Because he's crazy.
I asked him. I said, "Do you
don't
have a
know,
big experience in military?" I'm hoping maybe he knows something about naval.
Yeah.
Maybe he worked in the military. Maybe he worked on reactors. Maybe he's got some sort of background. He says, "No, I work at Jimmy John's, and I'm just reading these articles every day about the tyranny of the Israeli, the battle, the constant conflict. And I feel like it's all over water. It's water wars."
Yeah.
Have you been there? Nope.
But he seriously is reading the headlines in the New York Times or whatever he's reading about the wars between the Palestinians and the Israelis, and he said they're really just fighting over water.
Yeah.
Well, I could stop this, but I need you to help me raise money. So I'm just saying. Now let me cue up just one more, because I think there's somebody out there.
He's really passionate about it, though.
There's somebody out there listening right now, and you are a child of God. You're a great person, but you need to put down that bad idea. I see somebody with a bad idea as somebody who has a loaded weapon. It's kind of a hostage situation.
Oh.
And I'm like, just put down the weapon.
Yeah.
Just put it down. Put it down. Let's walk
Well,
away.
I think the joke about the one that you just played is that just because you're passionate about something or you think it's a great business doesn't mean it's going to make money. True. And so
There it is.
if you just want to be passionate about something and do it and not make any money, then that's one thing. Do that and lose money. But when you're starting a business thinking or under the understanding that you're going to make a profit, but there is no profit to be made, that's when things can get a little hairy. So if you like YouTube, I really enjoy doing YouTube. Do you think it makes me any money yet?
So your Lambros channel's had over 15 million views, I believe, the Lambros YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And you're not making any money off it.
No, I'm not making any more than I'm spending. I mean, I do get a little ad revenue from YouTube, but
you're not living on it.
No.
No, so let's
But
talk.
I enjoy it, so I'm writing checks to enjoy it.
Let me say something that's very, very controversial. Can I just? Oh, can I?
It's your show.
Okay, here we go.
Go right ahead. But I'm going to leave if I don't like it.
Notable quotable. This is for me to you. Someone should write this down. Really marinate on that today. I believe your passion will almost never lead to your profits.
True.
Now, what?
Well, but that's not always true because you're super passionate about men's haircuts.
No. So let's talk about this for a second. Let's list off 3 things that we're both passionate about.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to list off 3 that I'm passionate about right now. I am very, 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 very passionate about hip-hop music.
Yeah, true. Yep.
R&B music, hip-hop music.
Yep.
You guys have known me long enough to know that, okay? Second, I am very passionate about entrepreneurship and teaching that, all right?
Yep.
And third, I'm really passionate about our silky chickens.
Yeah.
Our man cave out there, the silky chickens, the cats we have.
Yep.
2 of the 3 things that I'm the most passionate about as it relates to just hobbies, you couldn't possibly monetize, or I can't.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean I should stop recording stuff I enjoy doing or stop spending time with the silky chickens. It just means I'm not monetizing that. And in the event that I focused on trying to monetize that, I would live like a life of poverty.
Yeah.
Steve, what are some things you're passionate about? Because obviously you make money from the mortgages. I make money from the haircuts for Elephant in the Room. But I'm not passionate about hair. I'm passionate about our customers having a good experience. And you're not necessarily passionate about the transference of consumer debt or real estate debt, but
Right.
you do mortgages. Well, what are things you're passionate about?
I think the same, as you said, the entrepreneurship aspect of, owning and running a business and money. I'm passionate about being able to make the money that finances and pays for the other stuff.
There
that
we
I
go.
enjoy.
So you get passionate about your family, but your business is just a vehicle to get there.
Yeah, exactly. So then my next would be cars. That hasn't always been my passion, but I used to be super passionate about Crown Royal. And when I quit drinking so much Crown Royal, it became, the car thing that I do. And I actually am really passionate about what I do with YouTube. I'm into it. I take a lot of time and effort into making sure that I put up good videos. But just like you said, that's not monetized. I mean, maybe it will one day, but I, kind of figure that's a 5, 6, 7 year plan. If it happens,
Jason,
it happens.
when we start out the 13-point assessment, why do I always ask somebody how many, what their gross revenue was last year and how many deals they need to get per week to achieve their goals? Why do I start by asking them those questions?
Well, a lot of people haven't considered that yet, and so you're just kind of looking ahead. So if they're saying they want to grow by, I don't know, they did $1 million last year, and they want to do $6 million, you say, okay, well, how many deals do you need in order to get there? And they're like, I don't know. well, then of course you're not going to hit that. It becomes an unrealistic goal. So you're basically just proving that for them before you get started. Like, it's going to take some work.
You know what sells really well, though? It sells really well to tell people, pursue your passion.
Oh, yeah.
And your passion will lead
If
to your
you can
profits.
just find-
That sells well. There's a lot of books right now you can buy at Target right now that'll talk about that.
I got to call it one.
Do what
No
you
problem.
love.
Jason's got to leave for a call, folks. But there's a lot of Steve, why does that sell so well?
Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life.
Why does that sell so well? Why
I
can we
don't
sell
know,
so many
because-
books if we would just say that?
Because that's what people want to hear. They want to hear that. I referenced this to somebody yesterday, The Law of the Iceberg. It comes from that book, High Trust Selling by Todd Duncan.
Yep.
And probably a bunch of stuff. And you can Google it, and there's an image, and it shows what everyone sees is above the surface of the iceberg. And really the bulk of what makes an iceberg is below the surface. And if you relate that to business or like building anything, it's all the hard work and the time and the effort and everything that goes into building that. But people really only see what's above the surface. So then they say things like, oh, it must be nice. Oh, it must be nice for Clay. He's got that really successful podcast that does whatever. They don't realize that, every day, many times at 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, you're getting up and recording a podcast that no one's listening to
For years
before it actually finally becomes like popular. And you turn something that you were passionate about into something that maybe you can monetize.
So let's do this. Here's the action steps for the listeners. Okay. Step 1, write down how much money you need to earn per year. All right. So you want to determine, Steve, why do you have to determine how much money you want to make per year?
Because if you have a financial goal, then you have an actual number that is on paper that you can strive for. Because otherwise, I don't know what you're doing it for. Because if you can't measure like happiness in a number. You can't. You know what I mean? So you have to have something. Some people say, "Well, it's not about the money." That's fine if it's not about the money. But if you're going to pay to live, then you need to have some type of financial goal.
A lot of people without money say it's not about the money.
Yeah, money's not everything. That's what people that don't have it say. Yeah.
Okay. So here are the 3 action steps. 1, determine how much money you want to make per year. 2, I'll give you time to write that down. Determine how much money you want to make per year. 2, determine what problems you can solve in exchange for the money you seek.
Yep.
3, determine how many transactions you need per year to achieve your goals. So, Steve, you make roughly 1.5% commission for every $100,000 borrowed by people to buy a house. So if you wanted to make $100,000 a year, you're going to need to do
$10 million.
$10 million of mortgages a year, roughly.
It'd be like 7.5, something like that.
$750,000 to make $100,000 a year. That's how many you need to, right? You need to sell how much in mortgages to make that?
I'd need to sell about $10 million.
10 million.
And I would make $150,000.
There it is. Yep. 10 million to make $150,000.
Yep.
Okay. So that's what we're talking about here, folks. But I want to help somebody. I want to help somebody right now get off the crazy train and focus on a real problem that entrepreneurship is solving a real problem for real people that they're really willing to pay for.
Yeah.
Don't over-spiritualize it. Don't try to sell something that people don't want. Stop it. Sell something that people want. Find a problem and solve it. Steve, I've got our last little audio clip here.
Okay.
This is an audio clip that I put together, which it's a fictional example of a person who owns a franchise. But it's based upon real stuff that franchisees try to do. Okay. So he's got a franchise that works, and he doesn't want to work the system.
Yeah.
So this guy bought a franchise, but doesn't want to work the system.
He doesn't want to use what's proven
to work
to make money. He wants to have his own dumb ideas.
So he wants to turn his passion into his business, and his ideas might not be the best. I'll let you be the judge, and without any further ado, let me cue it up. Here we go.
My name's Ron Harper, and I am the proud franchise owner of the number 14 most popular place to get pizza in America, the Pizza Pad. So I've been a franchise owner for about 6 years. How it happened is we looked at the FDD, franchise disclosure something, and I said, cha-ching, yes please. So we took out an SBA loan, got this turnkey system. It's like an ATM machine, 20s rolling at me all day, sometimes 5s, sometimes 10s. It's awesome. Here's the thing about being a franchise owner. What I know is that corporate don't get it. I like to think outside of the pizza box. I open that baby up, boom, theme night. Like for instance, I have a camping night. I send my cooks home and we just give the customers raw pizzas, and we got a fire pit out here in the middle of the dining room, and they just They cook their pizzas. Does corporate know about these ideas? So, my job as a franchisee is, to really help make the brand better. What I did is I took a look at our logo here, Pizza Pad. Boring, I know. And I thought, how can I help this? How can I make this better? And I thought, what's hot right now? Apple's hot right now, okay? So what did I do with our logo? So I took my Sharpie, just like this, and Pizza iPad, revolutionary. The thing about this rebranding is it has just absolutely changed our whole restaurant. It's changed our menu completely from top to bottom. Now you can order an iMac and cheese, which is just absolutely delicious. You can order the Apple TV, which is actually just a basket full of apples. But our coup de grace of our new menu is the Pizza iPad. Oh yeah, check this thing out. Comes complete with apps right here. You got your pepperoni app, your sausage app, your green pepper app, your mushroom app. People can load this iPad pizza with whatever app they want. The one thing you can't do is you can't swipe it, of course. You can't click on an app and more pepperonis are gonna come out, but people love it. So you can also get this in an iPad mini. So 1, 2, 3. Pizza iPad's number one.
Okay, but you see this all the time. People have bad ideas. So what I want to do is I want to mention we're not going to mention the specific person.
Yeah.
But right now we're going to think of the person I'm thinking of.
Okay.
And I have had the misfortune of knowing this person. I won't mention their gender or what industry they're in, but I've met this person and have interacted with them consistently over the past decade. Just through the randomness, they just keep coming back.
Yeah.
And this person wants to be like a spiritual podcast leader, also wants to dominate and like personal life coaching, and wants to dominate in real estate, but never sells any houses.
Correct.
And what is sad about that situation when you see someone like that who's just floundering around on Instagram all day, Facebook every day, not getting traction in anything, what is sad about that, Steve?
Just because, I don't know. I think, when you're a stay-at-home dad and you haven't really had any success at anything that you've ever done, I think it's just people believe their own bullcrap. They just,
and then they're chasing likes, and followers. So now they got one video that has 2 likes or 2 followers, and now we're like, oh wow,
I got 4 likes on that one. I've doubled it.
And can you monetize a like, Steve?
No,
Steve, you have 15 million downloads on your YouTube channel, Lambros, right now.
Yeah.
And for every 2 million, for every 1 million views, don't you get $2,000?
I haven't never really figured out. I think it depends on whether you're YouTube Premium or what. But I made off my biggest video that has about 4.5 million views. I've made about $9,000 on that video, but that's been since March.
So about $2,100 per view of that video.
Per
million views.
Yeah,
so per million views on your YouTube video, $2,100.
Yeah.
But I mean, you'd be homeless if that's how you derived your income currently.
Yeah, because that's taken since March the 7th.
Let me walk you through the expenses. Let's go over the income and the profit of this company. Step 1, buy a Lamborghini. How much is that?
$230,000.
Okay, that's on the expense side.
Right.
$230,000. Step 2, you bought a camera and all the gear. What was that?
Well, I bought 3 of them, so I mean combined,
$30,000?
I've spent about not that much. I've probably spent. I bought some used ones. I probably have $10,000 in cameras.
So now you're out $320,000 ish.
$330 for the car.
Then you hired a YouTube expert.
Yeah, yep.
So you're up to $330.
That cost me about a couple $1,000s a month.
And now you're up to $24,000. So like $360,000 of expenses.
Yeah.
And
I've made
$9,000.
No, I know, but I've made out of all my videos though.
Yeah.
I've made about $10,000.
So on the income side,
like
you made
there's one
$10,000.
video that made 9.
So let's make sure everybody pictures this. You got right in about $10,000.
Yep.
But on the expense side, how much has gone up? About $360?
Yeah, easy.
But yet you've
And
done,
growing.
your company, Total Ending Concepts, did $250 million of mortgages last year. And that's how it works.
Because that paid for it.
Right.
So.
Right. But if you switched it and flipped it and spent all your time doing your passion, you'd be broke.
Right. Exactly.
Hopefully
and I wouldn't have a Lambo.
Hopefully that's a teaching moment for somebody out there. And Steve, without any further ado, before we wrap up today's show, are you prepared to end with a boom?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Let's end this thing with a boom. Here, remember these mics are hot right now.
They're hot.
So
lean into it is what you mean.
It's January 1st right now. It's 1:09 on New Year's Day, 2020, and these mics are hot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, boom. stop what you're doing and think about this for a second. What would happen if your company was suddenly able to generate exponentially more quality sales leads? That would be incredible. What would happen if your company came up at the top or near the top of the Google search engine results? Well, I would just feel overwhelmed with all that business. How many thousands of dollars in lost sales or millions of dollars in lost sales are you missing out on simply because your potential customers can't find you when they go online to search for the products and services that you offer? I refuse to think that thought because I don't want any more business. Unless you are a dirty communist that hates money, my new book, Search Engine Domination, will help you grow your business. In my new book, Search Engine Domination, we will teach you the specific steps that you need to take to dominate the search engine results. What do you mean by dominate? You see, in my new book, Search Engine Domination, we will teach you the specific steps that you need to take to dominate search engine results. Download your free ebook copy today at thebestseobook.com. I repeat, that's thebestseobook.com.
My name is Amy Baltimore, and I am a CPA in Currington, Tennessee. I've been working with the Thrive team now for about a year. One of the first things that they did was to update my website and my search engine optimization. I prior had a website, but I was not being found on Google, and all of my new business was coming through referrals from friends, family, etc. And right away I started to see results. People were calling and coming in saying that they found me on Google. They just Googled CPA near me, and there I was at the top of the page. And so it's been a great help to my business.
Again, you can download your free ebook copy today at thebestseobook.com.
Hey, this is Dustin Huff. I'm with Keystone Harbor Marina. We joined Thrive back in January and have been working with these guys for about 7 months. During that time period, we have moved up our Google rank through reviews and SEO processes that we've compiled through these guys. Our leads have gone from about 4 a week to now 165 a week. So the process works. I will tell you from experience, once you begin, you have to stay with it. As long as you continually do this week in and week out, month in and month out, you'll continually grow.
The system works, but nothing works unless you do. You've got to take some action. Download the ebook for free today at thebestseobook.com.
Hello, my name is Daniel with Daniel's Heating and Air here in Amarillo, Texas. The way Google has affected my business, we have got a lot of calls from Google. Right now it's July, and we've had the best month ever. And it took us about 8 to 10 months to get on top of Google, and I'm glad we did.
Remember, nothing works unless you do. You have to go to thebestseobook.com today. Download the ebook for free. Just download that ebook for free, and you'll be off to the races.
Hi, my name is Christina Nemus. I'm the owner and operator of Angel's Touch Auto Body and Detailing in Bourne, Massachusetts. We have been working with Thrive and their coaching for, say, 8 to 9 months, and it took us about 6 months, 5 to 6 months to get on the top of Google, and with their help with the website and marketing, and the SEO and retargeting ads with Google, and it has been phenomenal. We just have light and day business coming in, phone calls coming in, walk-ins, referrals. It's just through the roof, and we couldn't be happier. At the moment, we are up 50% this year from the previous year, and not only is that part of our own hard work and diligence, but also with the help of Thrive and what they've done for us and getting us on the top of Google and, you know, all their knowledge and coaching. And yeah, so super grateful, super pumped to see what the future holds for all of us. Thank you.
This is your year to thrive. Success you will find. Today is your day, and now is your time.
Lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Proverbs 10:4. I'm here to tell you, you can do it if you can just motivate yourself. 12 the masses had to cut off a few, so on the daily you and I could rendezvous. A misshapen tree that I had to prune. I had to make cuts to be here daily at noon. So, like a tidal wave of knowledge monsoon, I could rain on the parades of those who doubt in you. Are you the next Rockefeller or the next guru? Or the next Dr. King who's changing the rules? Walls are in your way, will you run right through? Like a running back, force the one, it's up to you. I remember my days back in the dorm room, tuned to the gloom like the temple of doom. Overwhelmed with the doubts that try to consume my hope for the future that I could pursue. But from the mountaintop now I can conclude that you have what it takes if you want the view to.
This is your year to thrive. Success you will find. Today is your day, and now is your time. It's your year to thrive. Success you will find. Today is your day, and now is your time.
This moment is profound cause you're above the ground. Your road might have been rough, but what you got now is now. We're here to pick you up and to even show you how. But you gotta be resourceful with that old plow. Started from the bottom, but I worked my way up. Cause by 4 a.m. I've always been prayed up. Rise and grind, now's your time, don't dare let up. You gotta get it, don't quit it till your seeds grow up.
This is your year to thrive.
Come on.
Success you will find.
Yes.
Today is your day.
Somebody say.
And now is your time.
It's your time.
It's your year to thrive.
Come on.
Success you will find. Today is your day, and now is your time.
It's your time. We all have a wish and we all want to win, but we cannot begin without self-discipline. If you fall on your face, get yourself up again. Attach yourself to goals, not fail with the friends. When the storms get rough and they scatter and leave, you only be there with yourself and what you believe. We believe in you, but not as much as God does. If you're going through hell, He's got nothing but love. Apply what you learn, increase what you earn, and in due time you have money to burn.
Apply what you learn, increase what you burn, and in due time you got money to burn.
Sing it.
Apply what you learn, increase what you burn, in due time you got money to burn.
Sing it.
Apply what you learn,
Sing it.
increase what you burn.
Yes.
In due time you got money to
With this biblical miracle, I look to shout down the doubters. Kill the weeds that be killing your dream flowers. Empower you to devour all the obstacles that make your sweet dreams sour. As for me, I used to stutter, but now I'm on the microphone smooth like butter. If I can do it, I know you can too, but you must stick to it like postage do. And while Merton's on the chorus, singing what he sings, I encourage you to dream big dreams.
Today is your day.
Today's your day.
And now is your time.
It's your time.
This is your year to thrive.
Sing it.
Success you will find. Today is your day.
It's your day.
And now is your time.
It's your time.
Today is your day.
Come on.
And now is your time.
Sing it, Merton.
Today is your day. Now is your time.
I realize I can't sing like that, but I can talk and play the woodblock. Okay. If you guys need me, I'll just be over here.